That's nice too. 1954 Farmall Super MTA. Bill Heitzman from Eaton, Ohio, in honor of his son and all troops that are deployed at this time. Go Army. Appreciate it. Thank you, Bill. 1954 Farmall. Next up, we have a 1940 John Deere Ford N, owned by Joe and Charlene Fenton from Arkham, Ohio, driven by Joe today. I got it. Another John Deere H, 1941 model, owned by Don Airy from Springboro, Ohio. He purchased and restored it the winter of 77 to 78. That's 30 years ago now. That's been a long time. Still looks good, too. Good job, Don. Next up, a 1939 John Deere BO, owned by Don and Larry Airy from Lebanon, Ohio. Larry's driving it there. It was just finished restored last fall. Look at that mirror shine on there. I told him I'd go part my hair and everything. Look in there. That's just good. It's followed by a 1951 Farmall M, owned by Mike Wise of New Paris, Ohio. And there's Mike up there. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it. This next tractor has kind of an interesting history. This is owned by Russell Olery, that's Rob's grandpa, and he had it in a storage barn for the winter. It was along the railroad tracks. Also had several other pieces of equipment, including a steam engine in there. Well, during that time, they had locomotives that were run by steam. The best they can figure, a spark came off the steam engine, lit the barn on fire, burned it all down, and they had to start all over, and Grandpa rebuilt the Titan. This is a 1918 Titan 1020 owned by the Olery family of Lewisburg, Ohio. That's Rob Olery up there. He happens to have a stand on the other end of the drive. Stop by and get you some later. Good job, Rob. Next up, this is a long tractor. It was built in the 1970s sometime, can't figure exact year. It's an R9500 Special, owned by that gentleman up there, Arnold Ripple from Arkham. It's an Italian made. There was a long dealership in the Columbus, Ohio area, and Arnold bought this tractor from the original owner. Well, not only that, the original owner was also the dealer. And so Arnold went and got this tractor, and Arnold's a good friend of the family. Appreciate it, Arnold. Thanks for coming through with the long tractor, unusual tractor. A 1958 Farmall 450, owned by Mr. Jim Peppelman of Versailles, Ohio. Now, if you look beside me, you will see some flags. If you look out where you drove in this morning, you saw some flags. This gentleman right here is responsible for getting those flags on the ground. He's also the gentleman that built that shuttle wagon that was pulled by the horses a while ago. A great member of this organization, Mr. Jim Peppelman, right up there. Thanks, Jim, and thanks for all that you do for the club. Give him a big hand. A 1972 International 1466, owned by Josh Rout of Greenville, Ohio, driven up there by Josh Rout, pulling a wagon built by him to haul the family. Now, Josh has been participating in the games, and actually a little bit of disadvantage yesterday because the obstacle course was kind of tight, wasn't it? Yeah, real little. And that's a big tractor. And Josh, we appreciate all that you do. Thank you, and thanks for being in the tractor games each day. Got the whole family in there having a good time. Josh Rout, Greenville, Ohio. Next up, a 1933 John Deere D, owned by Dave and Brenda Pettigene from Burkittsville, Ohio. Driven, it says here, by Alan. This is a depression tractor restored by the St. Henry FFA for Chevron dealer contest. It was finished in the top 12 in the nation for restoration. Great tractor. Thank you. Appreciate it. If you get a tractor encyclopedia, you'd be amazed at how many different tractors there are, including that Long, and there's one called Love, and one called Parrot. And there's all kinds. There's gray, and there's blue. There's also this one called a Brockway, 1949 Brockway. It's a 49G, owned by Dave and Brenda Pettigene, Burkittsville, Ohio. 178. This one was built in eastern Ohio, sold new from Goods Garage at Arcanum, Ohio. How about that? Nice history. Thank you, Dave and Brenda Pettigene. A 1928 John Deere D, owned by the Weiss family from Brookville, Ohio. Mr. John Weiss, I believe, driving there. Good job. 1958 John Deere 520 LP. What's the LP stand for? LP gas. Look on the top of that tractor, and you'll see there's the tank, LP gas tank. Dwayne Paulson, Remus, Michigan. He tells me it's about 300 miles down here, and he brought the tractor down, single front wheel and long axles in the back. It's designed specifically kind of as a row crop type situation. That's what it's for, and we appreciate it. He's pulled the binder at least twice, maybe 3 times for us out in the field. We appreciate all that you've done, Dwayne. Great job. Thank you, Dwayne Paulson. Next up, we have Mr. Carl Schneider. He is the gas engine director, and I won't tell you some of his other titles because one of them we can't talk about, but he's from Brookville, Ohio. This is a Shikatsu GH211 built in the 60s and 70s, owned by Carl right there. It's 8 horse, 4-wheel drive, hydro dump bed, and can haul about 1,500 pounds. Watch what he can do with this. Well, he's supposed to slow it down before he jumps off, but he can use it to move things around as a power lift, power dump, the whole kit caboodle. It's an amazing piece of machinery. I actually want one for my little 1-acre lot. It would help me immensely, especially when the limbs fall down. Mr. Carl Schneider, and thanks for everything you do for the organization, Carl. Great job. Thank you. All right. This is a replica of a 1220 Kirk and Chloe Price, Arcanum, Ohio, and it was built by Kirk's grandpa and Chloe's great-grandpa, Roscoe Shiverdecker, and now they have the candy. I guess they didn't eat all of it, and so they're throwing it. If you see it, you can go ahead and get the candy. Please pick it up before it melts, too. Great job. Thank you.